Arvana கேள்விகள் கேட்கலாம். Hi Ranbir, this is Anupama from Deccan Chronicle.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, how are you? All good?
All good, ma'am.
Yeah. Welcome to Chennai again.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is about, you said earlier, I've not done a complex role like this earlier. And what was the preparation you did for this role?
I think, ma'am, what I usually do, every actor has their own process. My process has always been that I spend a lot of time with the director, and thankfully in this case, the director is also the writer. So I think first and foremost, it's very important that I understand the meaning of what he's writing, what is his idea behind the scene, behind the story, behind these characters. So once you start understanding that, it's really like a love story between you and your director. You know, you have to fall in love with each other so you can really trust each other and you can really do something magical. Yes, it's the most complex character, and not just for me. I think for every actor who's been on part of this journey, every character is so complex because Sandeep has worked so hard on writing the characters in such a real way. You know, why you like films like his films like Arjun Reddy and Kabir Singh is because he shows you something which is very real, but he does it in a very cinematic, filmy way. So everybody can relate to it. The youth can especially relate to certain characters and the dynamic. So yeah, it's a complex film. Every character is very complex, and I think that's what the audiences really enjoy, is to see every character go through a certain graph, you know, a beginning, middle, and end, and that will be very exciting for the viewers.
RANBIR, oh yeah, we have seen emotional dramas, especially when it comes to Bollywood. It's more kind of a metro kind of a set wherein like it will be a little too dramatic, but here it is raw, real, rugged, and plenty of actions. I mean, it's more like a South Indian, I mean, the films that we grew up watching. One, now how did you adjust to that? And secondly, there is a easy gamble going for mom-son relationships. Mere Paas Maa Hai is very famous. Even today, we just get up hearing that dialogue. And what is the gamble in going for this dad-son relationship?
I think to answer your first question, I think the conviction came from the director. I think Sandeep Reddy Vanga is somebody who is very original. He's one of the most original filmmakers I've met. Because whatever he was narrating to me, us on set, we never had any reference to it. Usually, you know, when you're making a movie, somebody gives you a scene, okay, this is the emotion. You think, acha, in this film, this had happened. You think of a South Indian film, a Hindi film, a Hollywood film. But in this film, whatever he was narrating, everything seemed so original that we all were very inspired to, you know, do something very original. So all the credit goes to the director, Sandeep. And to answer your second question, yes, you are right. You know, especially in Hindi movies, we really tap into the mother-son relationship a lot. You know, even if we've seen films like, say, a KGF, you know, which has the mother-son emotion. But I think this father-son emotion was something which inspired Sandeep to write this story. He told me the first time I met him, I asked him, I said, why did you think of the story and how did you think of the story? He's saying, I thought of the story starting with only one thin line, is that where would the obsession a son has for his father, where would it drive him to? What would it drive him to? To what kind of extremes? What would he do to protect his loved ones? Where would he go in his mind, in his actions? And I think that was a very interesting take on a father-son relationship, the obsession between father and son. So that was very exciting to be a part of.
RANBIR, congrats to Animal. Say few words about our Tamil audience.
Well, you know, the films and the culture that the Tamil audiences has been having over the years, we've seen videos of how you all celebrate cinema, how you all celebrate music, how you all celebrate your heroes and your heroines and everything. And I think that's very inspiring to watch, you know, as an actor, somebody who aspires for that. When you see Rajni sir's entry, or when you see the Telepathy Vijay sirs, or all the great stars, you know, Kamal Hassan sir, Ajit sir, you know, you see that, you know, their audience and their fans, they support them so much, they love them so much, they love the culture of cinema and movies so much. And I think that's very inspiring. And I think everywhere in the world, I think the Tamil root, the audience is a very strong base out here, and that's very nice.
Thank you.
Shalini here, and welcome back to Chennai.
Thank you.
Actually, parents versus kid, there will be a natural love actually, so we don't need to any efforts or there. So in this movie, the obsessed love on father, did you have any doubts on that in the script in the initial stage?
No doubt at all. I think most of, especially the Indian the Indian males, they always have some form of conflict with their father. You know, there is always this distance, you know, because there's so much of respect, but there is also fear. So I think the father-son emotion, especially in India, is something which is very sensitive, and it's not tapped into too much. So I think this film will really tap into that very interestingly. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So another question. Actually, obsessed love on father. Is that bad or good? What is going to project in this movie?
I think any kind of obsession is not healthy. You know, sometimes there are some deep-rooted childhood scars that you have which remain. That's why you have the obsession. Everybody loves their parents. You know, nobody does not love their parents. But I think obsession is something which can get very unhealthy. In this film, of course, he's an obsessive lover of his father. He's somebody who is obsessed. But that also made a very interesting movie out of him. You know, that character became interesting because of that obsession. So that's okay for the movies. I'm not sure if that's okay for real life. You know, that's too much obsession for real life.
Thank you for your answer.
RANBIR ji,
Haji.
this is Karthik, Vera Level Cinema.
Hello, Karthik sir.
One question.
Ji.
அதாவது அப்பா பையன் சென்டிமெண்ட், அதாவது ஃபாதர் சன் சென்டிமெண்ட். ஆனால் நேம் டைட்டில் வந்து அனிமல். இது எந்த வகையான அனிமல், ஏன் அனிமல்ன்ற பேர்? மேடம் ப்ளீஸ் டிரான்ஸ்லேட். What kind of one animal?
It's a dad-son sentiment, but why animal?
Because I think you're seeing this film through the perspective of this character, which is the character I play, and other characters which I can't speak about. You should, once you see the film, you'll understand. But I think the reason why Sandeep Reddy Vanga called this film Animal is that animals behave out of instinct. They don't behave out of thought. So this character that I'm playing, he behaves out of instinct. To protect his family, he's not thinking, he's behaving out of instinct, he's impulsive. I think that's where the title Animal came, and once you see the film, you'll realize, this film suits this title, you know.
Okay. Another one question. Bobby Deol, Anil Kapoor, இவங்கெல்லாம் இருக்க உங்களுக்கு தான் கொஸ்டின் யூ ஒன்லி. பாபி தியோல், அனில் கபூர் இவங்கெல்லாம் இருக்கப்போ அந்த லைம் லைட் வந்து அவங்க மேலேயும் படும். உங்களுக்கு வர வேண்டிய மாஸ் அவங்களுக்கும் படும். அதை எப்படி பார்க்குறீங்க?
So since you're sharing the screen with the other big stars, so they will also get the space. So how do you see that?
I think, sir, so far I've not done any mass movie. I've never got any mass moments. And it's usually when you work with actors like Mr. Bobby Deol, Mr. Anil Kapoor, who are so accomplished in making movies of this genre, you get their fans to come and watch you also because they're coming to watch them. So sometimes you have to piggyback on actors and big stars so that, you know, you can also grow your audience. But yes, it's I think one of the first for me, so I hope that the audience accepts me.
Right here, right
Yes.
here.
Hello, sir.
Hi. Welcome to Chennai.
Thank you.
During the course of the speech, the technicians from the south want to say that, you know, they've canned a wonderful action sequence for the film, and we're kind of curious. It kind of looks impressive as well. And during the course of the speech, they said that, you know, the gun that they've fashioned is never been fashioned before. It's almost 500 kgs. We see you operating the weapon in the screen. I think you would have required some amount of effort to kind of, you know, operate it, because ideally a weapon like a machine gun is difficult to handle, and something that heavy would have required quite a bit of effort. Could you tell us a little more about how you made the effort?
Well, I remember the first time Suresh Anna showed us the bike and the gun, which was this what would you call it? A gun bike, sir? A bike gun? A war machine. We were like shocked, you know, how did he imagine this? It was amazing, and he did it from scratch. You know, it's such an original piece. It was a great idea that Sandeep and Suresh Anna had, and I think when you're acting for movies, you're not really shooting the gun, so you have to pretend and you have to have the imagination that if you're operating a machine which is so heavy and large, what would that do to your body? You know, what would that do to your ears? Because you're shooting for hours. So that I really had to imagine that, because of course the bullets are coming in CG. It's not in real. That's the magic of the movies. But I think just the idea was so fascinating. The creation was so amazing that I just feel lucky, you know, that I have an image like that of shooting a gun like that. Thank you, sir. I think that was Sandeep's idea. When he told me this, I said, sir, please don't. I don't consider myself as a superstar, and in our Hindi cinema, we don't do this. He's like, no, I look at you like this, so I'm going to present you like this. So it was his idea. I also must tell you that our set was such a multicultural set, because we had Hindi speaking actors, Punjabi speaking actors, Malayalam, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu. I think we had the entire language of everybody in India speaking on our set, and especially Supreme sir, because he speaks very less English and Hindi, but we had we just could understand each other because there was so much of love and so much of inspiration and so much of understanding that it was really heartwarming to see a set like that which had so many languages and cultures.
Hi, sir.
Thank you,
RANBIR,
thank
sir.
you. I think we are done
You
with
had
the
a question?
questions.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Who had?
Yes, sir.
आपके पीछे that Sir Singh के over.
Sir, this is Surya from JRTV. Sir, after the COVID, we will create more pan-Indian movies. Do you think pan-Indian movies is our future? There is no like Bollywood or Kollywood, no separation. It will create only movie. It called only Indian movie like that.
Of course, I think it's such a healthy trend that is starting because this is Indian cinema. We all are, people from India, and we are making cinema for each other. Of course, we have so many different languages, so many different cultures, but a good story will break every language barrier. We've seen that with Bahubali, we've seen that with KGF, we've seen that with Robot. We've seen that with so many films, and say even a film like Jawan, which released right now, which did so well in the South market. So I think a good story will appeal to a larger audience. We as filmmakers, as actors, we just have to choose the right subjects. And we hope that, we are all part of entertainment. We want to entertain as many people as possible. So with Animal, I hope that we are releasing it in, so many languages. The director and the team have really worked hard in presenting it in a very authentic way in those languages. And I hope that it reaches to as many audiences as possible.